Hey guys, welcome. We are back to normal. I was not even going to attempt to stream this one. So we're not going anywhere crazy. We're going to a bit of a concert. So please join me. Let's get ready. I already have a base on as per usual. And I thought we would start with eyes and get into my new palette. I decided to go very basic so we can literally do anything. Black and white goes with anything. Oh, there's no limitations. Let's play. I was thinking of maybe pulling out the reds and golds. Thoughts? Feels very like Christmassy to me. So let's just dive in. I'm seeing this here, which I think would make a good base. So let's just slap that on. Let's see where the mood takes us. It's a matte, a little bit of kickback in the pan, but it's never hurt no one. Go in with my new mirror. Oh, got a little bit of creasing here. You know what? I think I remember these performed best with just a little bit of a primer. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab a bit of a primer. I did, as usual, throw a little bit of concealer up in there, but I think it likes a stickier base. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Now I do have some new lights to put up, and I went shopping for some little mini ornaments. If we have time at the end of this, which I don't think we will, we might decorate together. If not, I will decorate maybe this weekend or early next week. Now, because I'm a January baby, I have always left my Christmas stuff up through at least my birthday, like kept it a little festive. Now I'm kind of a bit of a goth girly, so this may just be a like semi-permanent background for now, and then I'll just like add to it as each holiday comes through. Now I'm saying semi because there may be the chance of a move in our future. And then of course, if I move, I'll set up something wherever I end up, as long as there's space there. If not, I might go back to filming like from bed or whatever, because wherever I go, I would imagine that there will be bedroom at least, but I'm not going to like try and jinx anything, because I do think the odds are maybe better than 50-50. Like 60-40. I think it's like closer to like 80% that will get waitlisted right away, because I didn't get the application in like right off the bat. What is going on? I feel like I got something stuck in my eye earlier. It's like trying to work its way out. But okay, let's just get this on. All right, this is turning out a little like more melon color than like a gold color. But you know what? Let's go with it. It's okay. And as long as we're just using it as a base, it's not going to really matter anyway. I'm trying not to be as like loud and boisterous, because Richard had a very early shift this morning, and so he's napping. The event starts at 6, and so it's like roughly 4:45. I think. So he's in there napping, and then he'll get up like right before. He's one of those guys. It's like, give me 5 minutes and I'm out the door. That's okay. He doesn't get to have fun with the rest of us, so we'll just pity him. All right, now that that's on, I actually really like it. I was wearing this shade a lot over the summer. This kind of like melon shade. All right, so now that we have that, let's look back at our palette and decide where to go next. Ooh, there's this like raspberry shade that could lean going into like a maroon and red direction, or we could go gold. You know what? Let's go towards our golds and shimmers and bronzes, because we can play with like the blushes and the lippies that we got in the PR kit. Now, if you don't know what's up with the PR kit, you can go back after you watch this video and see we did a bit of an attempt at a live recording on TikTok, and it was a bit of a mess, but I learned a lot. So as long as we've learned, nothing is wasted, it's okay to be a bit of a mess. And TikTok can kind of see a little bit of the corner of the box sticking up over there, but that was something very cool that I got. And yeah, the whole video is up, so you can go check that out. All right, so there are mostly shimmers, which is going to be tricky to layer, but not impossible. So let's go ahead and take this most orange shimmer here, and we're going to take it and deepen our crease the same way we would with a matte, and then we're going to build out. So we're not going to take it directly onto the lid right now. We're just going to go in that circular motion and deepen our crease. Switch out our hands, and away we go. This is really pretty too. I'm telling you, even though these palettes are kind of a little different than what I was expecting, each one is just super pretty. Like I thought the palettes would just be like copycats of each other, just different shades, but they're not at all, which I think is incredibly smart, because then you want both, right? Because if you want each of those finishes, if you want like finishes as in shimmers and the pressed glitters and the mattes and like all of these different types of pigments, they're just so pretty and interesting. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go harder into this. I'm going to get this denser, more packed brush. I'm just going to really dig into this color. So I didn't get a live audience really. I think at most I had 3 people watching besides me, and the technical issues were insane. But I also didn't have a lot of time to like promote that I was going to go live. I didn't have time to test the equipment, but it was fun. Yeah, this is doing what I wanted it to do. Yes. Okay. Very cool. I don't know how much it's going to pick up on camera, but I'm enjoying it here in studio. Yes. Okay. I'm going to quickly go do that on the other eye. What's this one? All right, now that we've got that done, I am going to go in now with just my finger into the shade here next to it. And you know what? These do have names. So I think the first one I went into is called Cruelty. The next one, Fashion. And then the one I'm going into now, I believe is called Mirror. So I'm just going to pop this one right into that space we left for the lid, under the crease onto the base. I'm just kind of using a tapping and swiping motion to get that in that space. And now I'm going to go in with our favorite little blending brush and just kind of morph those two together where they meet until we get something that kind of looks like that. All right, now I'm going to go into the shade Obsession again on my finger, and I'm going to pop that into the inner corner like that. And I'm going to get quiet. Do those same steps over on the other side. And you know what? I'm actually loving this last shadow we used so much, Obsession. So I'm so obsessed with Obsession that I've decided I'm going to change my original idea. I'm going to swipe this one underneath the eye. I was originally going to go darker for more like sultry look, but this is just a little concert in a thrift store, so we're not going to go too crazy. We're just going to swipe that all the way underneath. Now, the observant among you may have noticed one of two things, or if you're really a long time viewer of this channel, you may have noticed both. One is that I mentioned Richard's coming with me, not dropping me off, not, being on standby for emergencies, anything like that. He's coming with me. The second is that this is not a Benson party, which is historically the only thing he's joined me with, because Benson is both of our friends. More mine really than both, but because Benson and Daniel are such good friends of mine, there was no way that Richard didn't become friends with him as well. So why is he coming to this one? That's weird, right? Well, funny thing about this one is that our friend Suzanne is going to be playing at this. Now, Suzanne goes by another name as well, Little Spiral. And I've actually used her music on this channel before, most recently for Thanksgiving. I'm going to explain this while I do my brows real quick. I'm not quite done with the eyes yet, but I can do my eyebrows while I get into this. So Little Spiral is going to be playing, and it's just going to be, I think, probably like people with an acoustic guitar and some keyboards, probably, not a crazy rager concert or anything like that. But Suzanne and I went to high school together. She was a year ahead of me. And why am I looking for a mirror? There's this one here. Anyway, we were really good friends. We hung out in the same friend group, and we did Lit Mag together. And she was in orchestra with one of my very best friends growing up. So, very much same social circle. And so I've known her a very long time. When Facebook became a thing, we reconnected. I even knew one of her sisters, Liz, as well. So, nothing crazy, but grew up together. So when I came back to Visalia after being away for a while, I had come right after Thanksgiving. Now, I'm pretty sure this story has been told in other places on the channel. You can go look for it. But I was not in a good place. This was November 2008, for those of you needing to go check. I really should have done my eyebrows, shaved, pluck, whatever. But hopefully nobody's going to be looking too closely. Now, for anybody that has left town and gone away to college or university and had family still in town, they had to come back. Everybody knows that the Thanksgiving holiday is the holiday where everyone comes back, gets together. It's basically the unofficial holiday for high school reunions. And so Suzanne had decided that she was going to get some friends together at Borders when that was a thing. So I had decided, yeah, I'm coming back in. I really need some emotional support. So I was like, bet, I'll be there. All right, so I have a new product that I want to put to the test. This is the kind of makeup that really gummed up the NYX Epic Ink Liner. Everyone said it was amazing. I got it personally recommended by Samantha Lux. I used it once, have never used it again, hated it because it got gunked up. The tip went crazy sideways. I hated it. Let's see if the Seichu Stay-In Liner will beat it. Hopefully it will. It's like 3 times the price. This was on sale at Ulta for Black Friday, but I love their, wait for it, contour wand. This is the same kind of line as Stay-In. So hopefully we're gonna put this to the test. Back to the story. So she was getting friends together. Well, one of those friends was not a high school friend. She had actually taken some classes over at COS, which is our local community college, and just like additional things, as a lot of people do. Well, one of them was apparently journalism, and in that class was Richard. Yes, this is our origin story, you guys. Suzanne had invited Richard to the Thanksgiving get-together. Now, here's the coolest feature on an eyeliner I've ever seen. I did not break it. TikTok, sorry about that. This eyeliner can be moved in any direction. So if you're having a hard time getting that inner corner, so let's test this out. Lo and behold, Richard was there for this get-together. And that is how we met. Yes. So they have stayed friends. We have stayed friends. And so he is going to come to this concert too to support Suzanne. Here's the test, guys. Please go over all of these shimmers without getting gunked up. So far, so good. Super black, matte, super thin point. I have it straight right now just to test it like I would any other eyeliner, but all right, I'm gonna keep talking so that the AI doesn't want to cut this. Guys, I know this is not something you guys can see from the cameras. It's too far away, but this, oh my gosh, hands down, the most beautiful eyeliner I've ever used. It's going over all of these shimmers, the multiple layers that we put down. I mean, I can see it a little bit over on top, but it's not gumming up. It's, oh my goodness. All right, let me see if I can do a wing. All right, not as great, but I can work with it. Okay, so I don't think my drag technique is going to work with this because the ink is flowing. Oh dear. All right, well, let me see if I can. All right, the technique I use most for my eyeliner will not work with this one, which that's fine. But it does mean that I'm going to have to cover this up a little bit with some concealer and fix my wing. Which, you know what, I will do. This is my first time using it. I'm not going to say like, oh my gosh, this is horrible because user error, right? That's fine. All right, now that we've done both sides, let's go ahead and throw some mascara on. Let's go ahead and find some mascara to throw on. And of course, no problem with the eyeliner, but the second I get some mascara near my eyes, I get it all over my eyelid. Such is life. Oh my goodness, it is getting everywhere. But you know what, that's okay. We'll let it dry. We'll grab a clean spoolie and we will flake that off. All right, I'm gonna wiggle and flick, hopefully these ones will go a little better. Changing my angle up. Hopefully it'll work. And I just got messy. You know what? Sometimes I really should have curled these. I'm over it. Let's move on. You know what? Since we are using Seichu products right now, I probably should have kept this out. Let's go ahead and do some contour. And I feel like I'm coming off pale. So we will contour and bronze. This has the fun little applicator. So let's click it up a little bit. We're just going to do some subtle contour. Do just a couple dots around the face like that. I have some nice clean brushes, not that one. I'll go with this one. And we will just blend those in. See how quickly, well, you can't see this one, but now you can. See how those dots we just did are melted in. Do it again on this side, just gone. I don't want anything super crazy, just nice and subtle. All right, let's move on to another Wet n Wild Villains Collection product. This is their cream blush in the shade Wretched. It's from Cruella. Still waiting to pick up some more pieces. I think they did a Maleficent cream blush. So let's go in for this one. It's ready to be replaced, but it'll do. So I'm just gonna load up my brush like this, and we're gonna go kind of high. TikTok, it's not that bright in person, I promise. And we're just gonna blend it in. You know what? Maybe it is that bright in person. That's okay. We can blend it out. Ooh, it is cold in the studio, y'all. We will add some there. But we'll take our beauty blender that has our foundation shade on it, and we'll just bring that down a little bit. There we go. All right, and I think that is our cream products, correct? Yes. Okay, and this is a finishing mist, so we are gonna go to need to refill. So before I get into our powder products, I'm gonna set this real quick. Oh, cold. Okay, we're almost done. Not gonna freeze. I'm not gonna freeze. Not going to freeze. All right, let's warm this face up a little bit, if not the body. So I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. I cleaned some brushes. I'm making sure they're all dry before I use them. Let's go into the shade here, just around the perimeters, the high points of the face, just to bring in a little bit of warmth back in. Bring some here. And this is just gonna bring the opposite of what that contour did. Contour brought in some shadow. This is gonna bring in some sun, hopefully. All right, and now we're gonna go in with some highlight. Highlighter always makes me think of like Christmas tinsel and twinkle lights. So we're going to go in quite heavy with it. This is also from Wet n Wild, so it works. Now, I am so sad because the Wet n Wild highlighter that came with the PR package does have that menthol derivative, so I can't use it. But it was pretty. It was very pretty. We did test it in the live, so that is there. But let's go ahead and get some of this one. This is the Mega Glow in the shade Blossom Glow. Anybody hear that I am losing my voice? Because that's fun. I'm not sure why that's happening. All right, now let's do a lip. Now, this is an option that we have. So this is their jelly blush, but usually these can be used on lips as well. Let's see what the package says. I accidentally bought two. Well, bought this one. This one came in the PR set. This doesn't specifically say that it's safe on lips, so maybe we will skip it. What are we thinking? We could do a lip oil. We could do a stain. Let's do this. It's a little festive, and it'll go with the eye. So we'll do sort of shimmer melon shade lip oil. I have just a little bit of balm on right now. All right, let's go ahead and fix that mascara. Do I have a clean spoolie that I can reach? Hopefully. All right, so the idea is that you can flake off the most of the mascara, and then if you need to, you can kind of go in and touch up whatever you might need to. So I'm gonna go back in now with Obsession and just kind of fix anything underneath. And then we went this one, right? Oh my gosh, mirror on the lid, right? Oh my gosh, I went completely blank for a second there. There we go. I am so sorry, you guys. I am completely losing my voice right now. Good thing we are at the end. So we're going to finish this off with the Simply Sweet Finishing Mist. Again, this came in the PR package. There we go, TikTok. You can see it too now. We're just gonna, I want to make sure you guys can see these swirls when you mix them up. It's like a little potion. It's so pretty. All right, so we will finish this look off. All right, need this. And this is going to give a bit of a, see, mist your way to a villainous glow with our shimmering finishing mist. Mist infused with niacinamide and glycerin to boost your natural radiance. This enchanting spray delivers a subtle, captivating shimmer that sets your look with a touch of dark magic. A few spritzes are all it takes to lock in your fierce beauty. So this is going to give me like a micro glitter. Just a little sheen, and it smells sweet too. So that is the look. Now I'm going to go finish getting ready in my bedroom with the heater on. So as usual, I'm going to take a few pictures, probably throw them in at the end. But thank you guys for joining me. And as always, stay safe, be kind to yourself. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.